So, will the Kansas City Chiefs give up their first 100-yard rusher in 18 playoff games in a row? How will the Eagles defense be able to control Patrick Mahomes' throwing arm? And which players got the major awards at last night's NFL honors? We're going to try to answer those questions and a lot more as we get you ready for the big one. We have arrived, the big game, Super Bowl 59 from the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. We're going to get you loaded from top to bottom and everything in between. Coming up on this huge edition of Fantasy Football Fever, which starts right about now. Oh, what is up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome to this big edition of Fantasy Football Fever. It is Friday night, February 7th, 2025. It is so great to have you with us. We are about less than 48 hours away from Super Bowl 59 at the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans, Louisiana. And we're going to get you ready with all the great stuff. Of course, you got me, Tim McClelland, America's favorite armchair football fan. And of course, over here, riding his bus back to his homestead, the host of the Hooked on Sports podcast, Mr. John Flynn.
Hey, guys. How are you doing? We made it to Super Bowl Sundays. I'm ready for what I think is going to be a terrific ball game coming up on Sunday. Something I said on the Hooked on Sports podcast, which came out today, was that it had never taken me this long for me to arrive at a score prediction for the Super Bowl. So that kind of tells you how good I believe this game is going to be coming up on Super Bowl Sunday.
I can't wait to hear that prediction. And of course, joining us is our league commissioner, Mr. John Natale. How you doing, Bo?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah, I can't believe it. Yeah, this season just flew right by. Feels like it just started, but next thing we know, it's already just about over.
Yep, that's right. We only got one more game to go. So we're going to be getting you all that. We got some prop bets, got some player comparisons, and we got a lot of stuff to talk about here. We're going to start with some very hot topics here. I believe right before we went on the air, John Flynn, he gave us some notes about some coaching and assistant coaching hires in the league.
Yeah, so there were two names of note that were named as offensive coordinators. So the Raiders hired Chip Kelly, former Ohio State defensive offensive coordinator, and of course, coached in Oregon, was the head coach for 3 years with the Philadelphia Eagles and a year at San Francisco. And now he's going to be at Vegas to be the offensive coordinator for Pete Carroll. Now, this is definitely something that came out of the clouds. It was an outside the box hire, and it's gonna be much more energy. And I think if you look at how Ohio State adjusted to get ready for the college football playoff and the high level of offense they were able to play throughout the course of the CFP, I think you understand why the Raiders went in the direction they did.
Yeah, it seems like Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly together. It might be very interesting over in Sin City. So we'll see. We'll just see what happens there as they go into the off season here. Um, I think you mentioned that there was a hire in Jacksonville. I think you said.
I think we'll get into the Jacksonville one in a second, and you two can pull that one up. So we'll get to that in just a second. But the Houston Texans hired Rams tight end coach Nick Caley to be their offensive coordinator. So Caley was an assistant for a few years with New England, then became the Rams tight end coach in 2023. So, and of course, he worked with Tyler Higbee with the Rams, and now he's going to go and be D'Amico Ryan's new offensive coordinator. And look, I kind of like the guy. I kind of like it. I think bringing in the McVay assistant always helps. That's because you have a McVay coaching tree that's been littering the NFL with some excellent hires over the years. So they believe you're going to get the Texans are going to get another one. And I think it's interesting that I think the Texans are going for Bobby Slowick and the Shanahan style offense. And like the optimism came to a screeching halt after the way Spagnuolo completely outkicked the heck out of the Shanahan offense. So whether it was the Super Bowl with San Francisco a couple of times, and or in the two meetings between the Houston Texans and the Chiefs this year, so I think so the Texans offense is going to look different next year. And they're going to be a team to watch when you look at maybe trading receiver or two, letting Stephon Diggs walk. So I think it's going to be interesting how the Texans handle this.
Hmm. I don't know. Keep Stephon Diggs or let him go. That's going to be a huge question facing those Houston Texans that's coming off season here. Well, I don't know if any other notes we can get to. Let me check. Let me check the NFL main page on ESPN.com and see if.
Yeah, I just went to NFL.com. I didn't really see anything.
Yeah, don't.
All I really saw was like the who made the Hall of Fame, NFL honors recap.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And also, I came up with the deal with the who the Jaguars offensive coordinator is. So it's a Vikings assistant quarterback coach Grant Udinski, who's going to be the offensive coordinator, of course. A lot of it has to do with the time that he spent working with Sam Darnold in Minnesota. Of course, Sam Darnold did get some vote appeared on some of the ballots for league MVP last night, but I mean, for the Jaguars to only be able to get an assistant position coach to be the offensive coordinator, I think that's pretty concerning to me.
Hmm, that would be good, be concerning here a little bit. Again, we'll just have to see what happens there. But anyway, last night, I mean, I can't believe I totally forgot about this last night. I just found it out this morning on when I was watching ESPN. It's like I usually do every morning. The NFL honors took place last night, giving out the major trophies to the worthy recipients. First one here on my list. This probably was the most surprising one of the night. League MVP goes to Josh Allen, the quarterback for the Buffalo Bills.
Oh yeah, definitely a big surprise.
I mean,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts, Natalie?
I mean, I think it was an okay pick. He was good, but if you go by the numbers, Lamar Jackson was the better player.
So, I mean, I'm actually shocked the voters got it right. Actually, so because look, so you could talk. I mean, I mean, Lamar Jackson for his merits, had better statistical season, right? If you look at the passing yards, if you look at the touchdowns, if you look at And look at his running yards and the fantasy statistics. But I think what Josh Allen meant to Buffalo was more to what Lamar Jackson meant for Baltimore. Baltimore was still has an excellent roster around Lamar Jackson. You look at the offensive line, you look at Derrick Henry, you look at Zay Flowers. The defense came around and dominated in the second half, but the Bills were a team that I did not have making the playoffs preseason, let alone go to the AFC Championship game. And like the Bills lost a lot of key pieces on defense. They lost Stephon Diggs, and what would be a 6-win team without Josh Allen was a 12-win team with 13-win team with Josh Allen. So yeah, I believe that Josh Allen meant more to his team than Lamar Jackson did to Baltimore. And if you look at some of the games that Josh Allen thrived in this year, you look at the game against the Rams where he scored 6 total touchdowns. The game against Detroit. Those are the two primary examples, but you can just go on and on and on about John Allen's tremendous season. So I'm happy he won the MVP.
Yeah, I'm kind of happy he won to it and didn't do too bad. I mean, during the regular season, he threw 307 passes. He completed 307 out of 483 attempts for a completion percentage of 63.6, 3,731 yards, 28 touchdowns to only 6 interceptions. And of course, when you break that down, it's throwing for 28 touchdowns and rushing for 12 touchdowns on his own. So that was pretty good. Quarterback had a rating of 101.4, which is not definitely not too shabby at all. So congratulations to Josh Allen right there. So next one, the next award, Coach of the Year, and this year the award went to Kevin O'Connell from the Minnesota Vikings. I will definitely tip my hat to that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the way Kevin O'Connell had his team prepared, the way he had his team coached and buttoned up, I think it's a lot of credit to the culture that he was trying to build in Minnesota, and of course his ability to win all these one-score games is second to none. And the Vikings were 1 win away from being the 1 seed in the NFC. So, yeah, what a remarkable job that he did. Now there were other names that I would have considered for Coach of the Year as well. I think Andy Reid was one. Sean McDermott was one. Um, I would have considered Sean McVay. I would have considered, but yeah, Dan Campbell, of course. What's up there? But yeah, it's a pretty deserving hire. Deserving award win for Kevin O'Connell, and yeah, that's basically it.
According to ESPN Analytics, they came into the season. They had projected 6.5 wins this past year. They ended up with 13 or 14. I mean that is some serious stuff right there.
And look, 6.5 was conventional wisdom. That conventional wisdom said when after JJ McCarthy got hurt and everyone thought JJ McCarthy was going to be the starting quarterback, he goes down with the injury. Sam Darnold takes over, and then bam, everyone's calculations had to change after the way the Vikings started the season. So smashing the Giants, beating the 49ers, and then spanking the Texans and the Packers in succession. So yeah, that was definitely overachieving, and why really the NFC North was the best division in the NFL during the regular season.
All right. Hey, I want to say hello to this guy, Birchwood Vampire. He has just subscribed to my channel. Welcome. Vampire, he's one of our followers on the Panic Game Pick'em show, so I've got a follower here. Great to have you on board there, Vampire, from across the Atlantic Ocean. One of our international viewers right there. So welcome to the party. So what else did you say? Your audio was bugging for a split second. Oh, well, that's all right. Okay, who else is... Oh, well, hey, Epistle 90. He's here. He's one of the guys on Pain Game Pick'ems. We had the show this past Wednesday. We gave our predictions here. And we got Josh Cook. He's another one right there. Another one of the followers. What's up, guys? How y'all doing? Great to have you with us. Just going over the NFL Honors Awards given out last night. Next one on the list here was Defensive Rookie of the Year. And the award went to Jared Verse from the Los Angeles Rams.
I mean, isn't it amazing that I begged a team like the Atlanta Falcons to draft Jared Verse. I mean, when the Indianapolis Colts had the 15th overall, got to pick the first defensive player in the draft down to the first 14 guys that went in the draft were all offensive players. Like, he should have been the guy that Chris Ballard drafted. I mean, how do you let a guy like Jared Verse fall to the Rams at 19? It was beyond comical what some of these teams did in the 11 to 15 to the 13 to 18 range of the draft this year. It was beyond absurd. But look, so Jared Verse is a tremendous ball player. He was the best player on an excellent Florida State team that did not make the CFP 2 years ago with the 14th because of the injury to the quarterback. But he was the best player on one of the best defenses in college, and he showed his worth. And playing a big role in the Rams winning the NFC West.
And what a season Verse had. 4.5 sacks, 66 tackles, 2 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, and 76 quarterback pressures, which according to this here says was 20 more than the next defensive rookie on the list. I mean, I gotta tell you, this guy is destined for greatness right here. I'm gonna keep my eyes on this guy here in the year or two to come here.
And also think about how the Rams had to approach the draft too, because Aaron Donald, of course, retired after the season, so the Rams buckled down and replenished on the defensive line, whether it's Jared Verse and Braden Fisk as well. Both were teammates at Florida State. Now they go over to the other side of the country and play at a high level to the point where the Rams don't have to rely on the arm of Matthew Stafford to get their team to the next level. And remember, they almost beat Philly in the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
And the high level of play on the defensive line for the Rams, in terms of getting after the quarterback, the pass rush, led by guys like Verse and Fisk were wise. So, and like I was stunned he fell all the way to 19, and credit for the Rams for letting the draft come to them to draft the player that they wanted to draft.
Oh yeah, so congratulations to Jared Verse for becoming Defensive Rookie of the Year. Offensive Rookie of the Year, this was a no-brainer. We all knew this a long time ago.
Yep.
This year's Offensive Player of the Year is quarterback Jaden Daniels from the Washington Commanders.
Oh yeah, absolutely deserves it.
It's I thought Jaden Daniels was the easy choice for me, but also what should be honored was all the incredible rookie seasons that were seen around the league this year. Whether it was at the quarterback position with with J.D. Daniels and Bo Nix. To a lesser degree, Drake May, although May was never going to win that award. Um, so look, if you look at Brock Bowers, if you look at Malik Neighbors, if you look at Brian Thomas Jr., all those guys had fabulous rookie seasons.
Oh yeah. They all look pretty darn good. Probably one of the best rookie classes of quarterbacks we've seen in recent memory. So rushed for more than any other quarterback in history, or any other rookie quarterback. 891 rushing yards. Top that with 3,568 passing yards. Fourth ranked passer in total QBR, threw for 25 touchdowns. And it says here he threw more touchdown passes in the fourth quarter and in overtime than any rookie in history. That's a total of 12. I'm telling you what, I think Jaden Daniels is going to make this team, the Commanders, serious contenders in the NFC East. So Eagles better watch out.
Yeah, this might be this might be a Washington Philly division for years to come.
Could be. Now we go to the Offensive Player of the Year. And the player chosen was running back Saquon Barkley of the aforementioned Philadelphia Eagles. And I mean, what can we say about Saquon Barkley? 2005 rushing yards, 7 60-plus yard touchdown runs most of the season. Oh my goodness. And like I said, if they would have played him in the final week of the season, he probably would have broken Eric Dickerson's rushing record. But hey, Saquon Barkley, he's been on fire all season long, Flynn.
Yeah. I mean, Saquon can still break the regular and postseason combined record in a single season in the Super Bowl, and he's like 70 plus yards away from doing that. So it's a good chance he'll be able to break that in the Super Bowl, the record that Terrell Davis set in '98.
Oh yeah, so and Saquon Barkley has a chance to make history again this coming Sunday. The selection for Defensive Player of the Year, Patrick Surtain II from the Denver Broncos.
I mean, Zach Vaughn also had a serious case as well, but you factor in, the nightmare was for a guy like Surtain, a basic guy like Surtain, and given where the Broncos ended up, it's not really surprising to see someone like him get the honor.
It says here, according to NFL Next Gen stats, he surrendered the fewest receiving yards of anyone at his position with 306. He allowed the second lowest passer rating when targeted, had the lowest expected points added per target, tied career high in interceptions with 4, led the league in interception return yards with 132. Wow. Yeah. So he is definitely an asset to the Denver Broncos, and I'm sure he will be for many years to come.
Mm-hmm.
So now we go to the player who won the award for Comeback Player of the Year. And the Comeback Player of the Year is Joe Burrow, the quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, it was a very interesting pick there. Kind of a dark horse choice, but yeah, he played really well this season.
Oh yeah, let me call up. Let me get his player stats here. Let me click on his name here. That's the wrong one. Get him to open the link. Actually, this was a total surprise to me. I actually thought Comeback Player of the Year would have been Sam Darnold from the Vikings.
Yeah, I mean, he probably would have been my first choice also.
Okay, so Joe Burrow completed 460 of 1,652 attempts for a percentage of 70.6, threw for 4,918 yards with an average of 7.5 yards a throw, threw 43 touchdowns, only 9 interceptions, and had a rating of 108.5. So, not too shabby there.
Right.
Led the league in passing yards and passing touchdowns, finished in third in total QBR. It says here he joins Chad Pennington as the only players to win the award twice. So, interesting there. Uh, Flynn, let me get your thoughts on Burrow getting comeback player of the year.
I mean, I think there were some good candidates as well, but I think Burrow. I think if you deconstruct the performances of everybody and looking at just the quarterbacks, I mean, my stance on Joe Burrow is the same as it was before going to the season. He's a top three, top five quarterback in the league, and when you have an offense with Jamar Chase, the T Higgins, and the tight ends that they employ, and the accuracy and the poise, so you have what the definition of what a franchise quarterback is now. Of course, Joe Burrow talking to the press and Radio Row this week down in New Orleans, and he's kind of pressuring Cincinnati to keep T Higgins and Jamar Chase, and I don't know if that's going to happen, which is kind of proof of that the Bengals are an unserious organization.
It's going to be. It may have to be either keep one and let go of the other. I mean,
And
I
so
don't know how they're going.
which is kind of overlooked because we've talked so much about the Cowboys and their inability to pay when they did to work on the salary cap stuff since with CeeDee Lamb and Micah Parsons and Dak Prescott and the way they tied up the entire thing. Cincinnati's is just as bad. Where that they should have extended T Higgins. They should have extended Jamar Chase when they earlier than they did, and the inability to calm down that noise was a problem, and that they missed the playoffs by one game. And week one, they only put up 10 points against the Patriots. So if the Bengals would have made the playoffs if they had beaten the Patriots.
Wow. So, well,
So
congratulations to Joe Burrow.
yeah, and like that week one loss against the Patriots was probably the worst loss that any team had all season.
Yeah, but he did pretty good there. Congratulations to Joe Burrow. And last thing I see here is Assistant Coach of the Year. That award went to former Detroit Lions offensive coordinator, now new Bears head coach, Ben Johnson. I think he really, really knew how to get that offense going in Detroit. So, big part of the record setting season where they won a franchise best 15 games, got the NFC's number one seed, and won their second straight NFC North title. So now Ben Johnson will be hopefully carrying that success from Detroit over to their division rival, the Chicago Bears. Now,
Ooh.
like I always say, and I guess it's the same thing for head coaches and assistant head coaches. If you're going to leave one team and go to another team, it's pretty bad. But when you leave one team and go to a division rival, that's borderline personal.
Oh yeah.
But congratulations to Ben Johnson on that honor for Assistant of the Year.
Yeah. Yeah, and so that means every single assistant coach of the year especially the offensive coordinator that was named assistant coach of the year, got a head coaching job within 2 years of that honor.
Yeah. So, so congratulations to Ben Johnson, and congratulations to the players who picked up the hardware there. So
Hmm.
congratulations to them. But also last night, not only did they give away hardware for the best in the NFL this year, we announced the class of 2025 Pro Football Hall of Fame inductees.
Hmm.
And the first name I see is defensive back Eric Allen, who played with the Eagles from 1988 to 1994, played with the Saints from 95 to 97, and then played with the Raiders from 98 to 2001, second round pick by the Eagles in 1988, played at least 15 games in 13 of his 14 seasons, six interceptions in the 2000 season. 93 had six interceptions, but returned four of them for a touchdown. So let's see here. 54 career interceptions, 21st all time. He has intercepted guys like John Elway, Steve Young, Jim Kelly, Troy Aikman, Brett Favre, who are all Hall of Famers.
Oh, wow.
Led the NFL in interception return yards with four touchdown returns and three pick sixes in 2000. Had at least five interceptions in 6 seasons. And his 34 interceptions as an Eagle quarter, tied for the franchise record with Bill Bradley and Brian Dawkins. Six-time Pro Bowl selection. He was a Defensive Player of the Year in '93. Also, Eric Allen is the only player in league history with 2 seasons with at least three pick sixes. So, big time for Eric Allen right there. Congratulations to him. We've also have defensive end Jared Allen, who was selected for this year. Oh, did Vampire say something? He made a statement here. Let's see here. Hot take: Ben Johnson is going to fall down on his face. Hmm. Well, I don't know. Just have to see what happens with his first year in Chicago when that comes up. Anyway, defensive end Jared Allen got the call. He played for the Chiefs from 2004 to 2007. Played with the Vikings 2008 2013. Played with the Bears 2014 to 15. And then played Carolina in 2016. He caused 4 career safeties, which is a league record. He routinely created turnovers, forced 32 fumbles, deflected 58 passes, intercepted 6 passes, and recovered 19 fumbles in his career. 22 sacks in the 2011 season, tied for 4th most in a single season. Also had 8 seasons with at least 10 sacks and led the league twice in the sacks category in 2007 and 2011. So,
Yeah. I mostly
congratulations.
remember him for I mostly remember him for his funny NFL Sunday night introductions. He always said Jared Allen Culinary Academy.
Yeah. I think I must have missed that one.
Wait, hold on. Let me see if I could pull something out. Hold on.
Yeah,
Jared,
see what you can find on that.
hold
Uh,
on. Hold on. I think I. Oh, hold on. Let me see. This is a recording of him
aha.
saying that. Yeah, it was that guy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember watching Jared Allen when he was playing for the Kansas City Chiefs. He's a pretty tough defensive guy right there. So
Oh yeah.
congratulations to him. Oh, we have oh, I think this guy should have gotten to the Hall of Fame about 5 years ago.
Hmm.
One of the greatest tight ends to ever play the game, Antonio Gates.
Oh yeah.
He
For
he
sure.
played his entire year with the San Diego slash Los Angeles Chargers from 2003 to 2018. Eight-time Pro Bowl selection,
Hmm.
six-time first or second team All Pro, 21 multi-touchdown games, had 8 seasons with at least 8 touchdown receptions. He
Ooh.
holds the Chargers franchise record for receptions and receiving yards. Receiving yards 11,841. He helped lead the Chargers to 4 AFC West titles, and his 89 touchdowns from Philip Rivers was an NFL record for a quarterback receiver duo at the time of his retirement, but it's now third now. So
Right.
Antonio Gates, he used to light it up all the time. So congratulations to him here. Also going in, hey, how about this? His brother Shannon got in a few years ago. Now we have his brother Sterling Sharp,
Sterling Sharp. Yep.
wide receiver, played his entire career with the Packers, 98 to 94. His career was cut short by a congenital neck condition, but he led the league in receptions in 3 seasons. Led the league in receiving yards one time, and receiving touchdowns twice. 18 receiving touchdowns in his final season, still tied for third highest single season total in league history. His 108 receptions in '93 was a single season record at the time. And he would break his own record
Hmm.
the next season with 112. So, okay, so congratulations to him. Um, I don't know if there's any other players that I missed.
No, I think you got
And
him. Normally they announce, I think, usually in a given year, typically 5 or 6 that make it. I think this year was only 4.
yeah, let me check. Let me check the Hall of Fame, the Pro Football Hall of Fame website here, because there might have been. Yeah, it was just 4.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think normally in a given year, I think they usually elect 5.
Okay. Um. Of course, probably the most notable omission from this year was first ballot nominee Eli Manning.
Yeah, I'm not really too surprised, honestly. I didn't think he was going to get there in his first year. I think he'll get there probably next year or the year after.
Okay,
Yeah,
and another.
I think the voters tend to look at regular season stats first as opposed to playoff stats. Because
Right.
I know something. Yeah, Eli Manning has never been number one in a major category, with the exception to interceptions. Yeah, you don't want to be number one in that.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he
And
yeah, Eli Manning was number one in interceptions 3 times.
oh wow, I didn't
Yeah,
even
but yeah,
know
other than
that.
that, he's never been number one in any offensive category. I
Well,
think that's kind of what's holding them back right now from voting him in.
right.
And
And I don't.
another notable was Luke Kuechly.
Luke Kuechly.
Yeah, the
Yeah, that's.
longtime linebacker of the Panthers.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that. And another omission. And of course, I'm being biased on this one.
Hmm.
Defensive back Darren Woodson from the Cowboys.
Ah,
Yeah, he was one of those big defensive players who kind of helped lead the Cowboys to those three Super Bowls back in the '90s.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think Flynn's trying to get back on here as soon as he gets back on, I'll ask him for his opinions on
Yeah, there he is.
the inductees and for the kind of omissions they had there. Okay, I think Flynn is back with us now.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so let me get my camera back up, but that'll be something for a moment. So I didn't have any problems with that. I mean, I didn't think Eli Manning was going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer anyway. So maybe because the body of work, I mean, it revolves around championships and not much else to show for it. But Jaron Allen was one of the first defensive players. I from another team that I heard about for growing up. Of course, he was a sack master. I mean, Antonio Gates deserved as well, and then same thing with Sterling Sharp and Eric Allen. I think it's a smaller Hall of Fame class compared to years past, but I'm down for it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So those were the Hall of Fame inductees that will be going in this coming I think it's late July, early August. So and I guess now since Flynn is back home, I guess I can release the controls to him. We kind of co-authorizing this thing here. That's what we do here. So with that being said, I think it's time. How
Yeah,
about a
I
little
did come up with
trivia?
a trivia question this week.
Oh, you came up with one too.
Yeah.
Okay, I got one, and of
This
course,
one might be a little
uh,
bit easy there, though.
okay. This first one. Here's Dashies. The last team who entered the season as back-to-back Super Bowl champions had a chance to three-peat, but they lost in the AFC divisional round against the Broncos. So who was that team?
Hmm.
Entered
Back-to-back
the
Super
season
Bowl
as
champions.
back-to-back Super Bowl champions had a chance to three-peat. They lost in the AFC divisional round against the Broncos.
Yeah, that's too easy.
Yeah.
Okay, I think Flynn gave me a clue when he just said this is too easy. So we'll think about the answer to that question. Although I think Flynn and I have our picks. So Natalie, your question.
All right. This one's probably going to be easy, but as you guys probably know, with New Orleans hosting the Super Bowl, they're now tied with Miami for most times hosting with 11. There is one city that's next on the list that has hosted the Super Bowl 8 times. Which city is that?
Yeah,
I
I
think
know.
I got a good guess on that one.
Yeah,
All right.
so do I.
Yeah, I
All
think
right,
I've
so
got a good one.
yes, Tim, what's your question?
Okay, my question is, this may be an easy one too. Um, which quarterback holds the record for throwing the most touchdowns in one Super Bowl?
Hmm.
Hmm. All right.
Think about that one.
Yeah. All right. So now that we have some easier trivia questions, we got to tip the scales a little bit. So my question is, which franchise was the first to win 3 Super Bowls by at least 10 points?
in each one.
Oh, interesting.
By at least 10
By
points.
at least 10 points. So,
Hmm.
or you said the
So,
first team to win 3 Super Bowls by at least double digits.
right. So if it's a win by less than 10 points, it doesn't count for this
Right.
question.
I think I had an answer for that one.
All right.
Yeah, I have a guess also.
Well, we will answer those questions right near the end of the show. Before we actually make our picks for the Super Bowl, uh, Flynn, earlier today, uh, you went over on was it FanDuel or DraftKings or
Yeah. So we'll get into those in leading up to our game predictions, but but I think we got to talk about the game on Sunday in depth because
oh yeah,
it's like the easy headline is the Chiefs going for the three-peat, which has never happened in Super Bowl history. It has happened in the NFL Championship era. So it happened with Curly Lambeau's Packers during the Great Depression, and it happened with Lombardi's Packers in the mid '60s. But this will be the first three-peat in the modern in the Super Bowl era. So eliminate. So let's eliminate that story. What is a big storyline that isn't being discussed enough with you guys regarding Super Bowl 57, 59?
Hmm.
one story that's not being talked enough. Well, we know, of course, we know about the chances of the three-peat. Uh, we know about Barkley could be Bark. Barkley could make the Chiefs the victims of a 100-yard rusher in a postseason or a postseason game. Um, I don't know. But the only thing I've noticed so far in the in the postseason is that there's one Chiefs receiver that's kind of been like an afterthought after he joined the team, and that's DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, I mean DeAndre Hopkins has had about as big a career as you can have for somebody who hadn't been to the Super Bowl yet, and now he's going to appear in the big game on Sunday. So that could be interesting. Like could he be the role Nicole Hardman had last year, where like he somehow catches a winning touchdown if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl? So we'll have
Maybe,
to think about that.
maybe maybe unlikely hero.
Yeah.
It could be possible. Of course, I think it would be especially nice if my man from Texas, Xavier Worthy, gets a game-winning touchdown. Proud for my Longhorns and all my fellow Longhorn fans out there.
Hmm.
It'd be interesting to hear. So what other insights? I mean, there's a
Yeah.
hmm.
And not, I mean it's because I asked that question because there is one in mind for me. And that is if the Eagles win on Sunday, and they win the Super Bowl, it would be the second time that a Howie Roseman built Philadelphia Eagles team prevents a three-peat. So think about that. The two NFL dynasties of the 21st century. So the Patriots and the Belichick Brady Patriots and the Reed Mahomes Kelsey Chiefs, and 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 there had never been a three-peat in the history of the NFL. The Patriots won against Atlanta in Super Bowl 51. They lose the following year to Philly, and then they beat the New England beats the Rams to the Super Bowl. If they had beaten the Eagles, they would have three-peated. as Super Bowl champions. Now, if the Eagles win, you definitely know for a fact that there will be no three-peat. So and Howie Roseman did this by nearly completely replacing the team that won the Super Bowl 7 years ago. And if the Eagles win on Sunday, he can say that he denied the two the two greatest sports dynasties of the 21st century, prevented both of them from three-peating.
I guess right there, that should tell you a lot about the mind of Howie Roseman and how great he has done so far in the past and the greatness that he could have this Sunday.
Yeah, I mean the only two players of note. I mean, we'll see about if Brandon Graham is going to be good to go for Super Bowl Sunday. But the only two definite starters that are left from that championship team in 2017, Jake Elliott and Lane Johnson. Everyone else was acquired through trades, so through the draft, smart free agent signings. All of those add up to what a menacing roster that is being employed by the Philadelphia Eagles.
I mean, after the off season the Eagles had, I mean, somehow I knew they were going to be very dangerous, but I didn't know they were going to be this dangerous. They did good trades. They drafted well. Did everything they could. So yeah, they did very well. Daniel, how you doing, buddy? Good seeing you again. So yeah, that sounds like a interesting thing here. Let's see here. What other thing could we talk about as far as the game is concerned?
I'd say because one thing I wrote down is what is the respect level that Jalen Hurts has, and what is it going to be if he wins the Super Bowl on Sunday?
Oh, in other words, you think he'll finally silence his critics? I think
So like how
maybe.
that the critics are loud for Jalen Hurts. And so it's because he still has that, because he has that one Super Bowl loss on his record, and that one stings
Right.
because it was a game the Eagles led by a lot, and they let it slip away against the Chiefs 2 years ago. Just so I think there's more at stake, maybe for Jalen Hurts than any other player playing on Sunday, because if he loses his second Super Bowl, the Super Bowl for the second time in 3 years, to the Chiefs, which in this case a three-peat would happen. If he loses twice to them, it would leave a sour taste upon his legacy. He's a very, very, very good quarterback. He played an excellent NFC Championship game. So but if he loses, there are going to be some questions about if Jalen Hurts is the one that can win the Super Bowl.
Oh, I definitely agree with that. I mean, yeah, I would agree. I'll give a lot of respect to Jalen Hurts. I mean, he gets respect anyway from me because
Mhm.
he is a very, very talented quarterback. Even though this year it was mostly due to the awesome feet and the awesome legs of one Saquon Barkley.
Mhm.
It also helps that he has AJ Brown and Devontae Smith receiving the football from him.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's yeah, because the thing, because I look at a game because which was week 4. It was a game where neither AJ Brown nor Devontae Smith played because they were banged up. It was a week 4 game on the road in Tampa in the heat, and the Eagles lost by 17 points in that game. And in that game, Jalen Hurts went 18 of 30 for 158 just 158 yards and a touchdown. And it wasn't and the game was pretty much over by halftime. So whereas on the other side, Baker Mayfield 30 47, 347 yards, 2 touchdowns on the day. So so you can take it for what it's worth, but but if it wasn't for what Howie Roseman did in the drafts and not and not getting those and getting those guys, then it would have been would have been just a project for Jalen Hurts. Because remember, Jalen Hurts was drafted in the second round of 2020, and Carson Wentz was still the quarterback. And at the time he was drafted, it was very controversial, and by the Philadelphia Eagles.
May have been controversial, but I guess he's proven everybody wrong so far.
Yeah,
So,
and I mean after the 2020 season, that Carson Wentz got benched, Doug Peterson got fired. They bring in Nick Sirianni, and those guys have done nothing but winning. And also remember, Jalen Hurts played a couple of games as a rookie in 2020, and he won a couple of those games.
hmm So Jalen Hurts is a factor there. Saquon Barkley, of course, is going to be a factor. Uh, you got two pretty good defenses going up against each other. It's the only question is, I think in my mindset, the first the first defense that flinches will probably end up losing.
So, I mean, I don't think it would be bad because chances are let's say if Kansas City scores a touchdown and Philly flinches, chances are that Philly's going to pounce. So going to respond. So so I don't think it's like the that. So because on my podcast that I dropped today, I mentioned one of the keys to victory wasn't really that. I mean, I looked at turnovers, I looked at third and fourth down, and which I stressed a lot 2 weeks ago, especially when the Chiefs played the Bills, and the
hmm
Chiefs had the number one third down offense, and the Bills had one of the worst third down defenses in the league, and that was the reason why I picked the Chiefs to win the AFC Championship game when they did. So so I think in third and fourth downs in the NFC Championship game, the Eagles defensively were 11 for 23 on third and fourth downs. A lot of it had to do with the Commanders falling far behind, but some of it was on that opening drive where Washington chewed up like 7 minutes of the clock and they kicked the field goal. So Philly's Philly's late down defense is going to have to be better, and also they're probably not winning the turnover battle 4-0 against Kansas City on Super Bowl Sunday. They might, but Mahomes is too intelligent of a quarterback, and he has he has two quality tackles in front of him playing in the big game with Joe Tooney and Jawan Taylor.
Oh yeah. I'll see what happens there. So I I guess I'm starting to think it's going to be the team that gets the ball last will probably win this one, but don't want to get too far ahead into making our picks right now.
Yeah. So, also, I think one thing that's going to help Kansas City is that the Chiefs are a good tackling defense. So which you cannot say the case for either the Commanders or the Rams, the last two teams that the Eagles played in the playoffs leading into the Super Bowl. So what the Chiefs gonna have to do is they're gonna have to make the Saquon Barkley earn the 100+ yards that he's expected to get.
Yeah, that is definitely true, and I think we definitely have some prop bets going there. as far as that's concerned, a little bit.
Yeah. All right. So do you have the list I sent you in front of you?
I got it right here. I actually got it printed out right here. So,
All right. Let's go.
okay, these were the prop bets given to me by Mr. Flynn from, did you say the source was FanDuel?
Yes, FanDuel is the source for all the odds and the over unders and the payouts at the end for the anytime touchdown scores that we have that I sent you.
Okay, so starting with the quarterbacks, passing yards. According to FanDuel, we have Patrick Mahomes at 250 and a half. 250.5 yards. What are y'all thinking?
I'm taking the over.
I mean, I think that you're going to have passing situations, but I think Mahomes is going to scramble instead. So I'm going to take the under.
I think I'll take the over, but not by too much. I mean, 250.5 sounds good, but I'll go over, but not by much. Jalen Hurts is 211.5.
I think I'm gonna
I
take the
mean,
over on that as well.
I mean, if the Chiefs are able to get out to a lead big enough that the Eagles are going to have to throw, yes, I'll take the over for that.
Yeah, I think we got a couple of good gunslingers going head to head in this matchup. This is gonna be very, very interesting. So now we go to rushing yards. Of course, Saquon Barkley had a great season. For this game, the number that is set is 109.5.
Hmm. I think
I
that's a
think I'm
tall order
going.
with that Chiefs defense. I'm taking the under.
It's yeah, I kind of see that too. Because I don't think they're gonna rely they can rely on the home run as much. So it's probably gonna have to be a wear and tear type of approach by Philadelphia. So I'm gonna take the under.
I'll take the under slightly. If he breaks 100, it probably won't be that much. Maybe 101, 102, I could probably see that. But
Hmm.
like I said, the Chiefs have not allowed a 100-yard rusher in like the last 17 or 18 straight postseason games, so got a very stout defense there.
It's yeah, but I will say the one thing that the Chiefs always do well, and the Spags defense always does well, is allocate resources to stopping the offense's the opposing offense's best player. That they said that they did that in the divisional round against Nico Collins. They did that in the AFC Championship game against Buffalo. Is that now they're going to try and do the same on Saquon Barkley. It won't be easy to have that when you also have AJ Brown and Devontae Smith in there as well. But yeah, the biggest threat for Philly offensively is Saquon Barkley and then offensive line.
Oh, yeah. Let's go with Kareem Hunt for the Chiefs. The number they put on him is 43.5 rushing yards.
Ooh, this is a tough one, but I think I'm gonna take the over, but just barely.
Yeah,
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 I'm kind of thinking the same thing on that one.
yeah. I like the over. I think he had 64 yards rushing. I think against Buffalo in the AFC Championship game. So I'm gonna take the over.
All right. Let's talk about the quarterbacks. They've done some pretty good rushing this season. They got Jalen Hurts in this game at 36.5.
I like the under.
Hmm.
I think that sounds about right.
Yeah, I don't see him doing much running. I'm gonna take the under also.
And we have Patrick Mahomes at 28.5.
He's not gonna run either. I'm going under.
So, but I think it's going to have a couple of big scrambles in the game. So I'm going to take the over.
I'm going to take a slight under on that one right
I
there.
I don't know if you remember maybe the most overlooked play of the Super Bowl against the 49ers last year. What was that 4th and 1 in overtime where the Chiefs needed to get a first down to keep the game going, and Mahomes ran for 7-8 yards, and that was the point where everybody knew that the Chiefs were going to go down and score the touchdown and win the game.
Right. So let's see here. Okay, let's go to the receivers. Starting with the Eagles receivers, AJ Brown at 69.5.
Over.
Yeah, I'll take the over also. He's gonna be their receiving leader.
Okay, how about his teammate Devontae Smith? He is marked at 52.5.
I'll go under.
Devontae Smith has done very well in his career against the Chiefs, so I'm going to take the over.
Okay, I see that. I think I'll go over for both the Eagle receivers. For the Chiefs, Travis Kelce, 60.5.
I like the over.
That's over. That's my lock over.
Ooh.
Oh, a lock over?
Oh, so you want to play that?
Yeah,
Go ahead. Do it.
I didn't think we were gonna use that animation again, but we did.
Oh well. Oh
Mhm.
well, whatever works, you know. Okay, and my man Xavier Worthy, all fives, 55.5.
I'll go over on that too.
I feel like he's gonna have 55 and a half total yards, but I think it's gonna be a couple of big end around plays. So technically, I'm gonna take the under this one.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of put an asterisk by this one. So
Yeah,
we'll see about that.
but I think Worthy did have a considerable amount in the AFC Championship game, because that big 25-yard catch at the end of the first half went a long way.
Right. So so let's see here. Okay, now anytime touchdown score odds. So Saquon Barkley at -185.
So it's like a good bet, or you would pass on this. So that if you were to if it was like that, the minus means that you would have to, in order to win $100 total, you'd have to bet $185. So it's like if you put that in, you get back 285.
Nice. So asterisk right there. Jalen Hurts at -115.
Yes, yeah, that would be my lock bet. Come on. There's going to be a situation where the Eagles is going to be at the 1 yard line in this game. There's got to be, right?
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Travis Kelce
What's his number?
is +125.
Yeah, I remember plus 125 is if you bet $100, you get 120. You get 120, a net gain of 125 if it hits. So Travis Kelce scoring a touchdown.
Yes.
He didn't score a touchdown in the Super Bowl last year. I don't think it's going to happen again this year.
Okay, next one, Kareem Hunt at +145.
Yeah, I'm taking that bet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll take that one too. Xavier Worthy, 155.
I think he
I,
gets a touchdown also.
Yeah.
you know what? I'm going to lock him in. He's been coming on strong here in the latter part of the season. So, and what about AJ Brown at plus 180?
I'll say no touchdown, but he gets a lot of yards.
Yeah, I think he's going to score a touchdown on Sunday.
Well, well, some very interesting calls right there. Oh, that kind of makes me think of something. Um, how about let me set this up. Now this is just one that I just made up. It may sound silly, but see what you think. Camera shots of Taylor Swift, 10.5.
Oh gosh.
Sure, why not?
Sure. Let's do that. Let's do some of the silly bets. So I'm gonna go over.
Over 10.5 on Taylor.
Yeah. Mhm.
Well, what will the result of the coin toss be? Heads or tails?
I say yeah,
I'm,
tails. The whoever says tails wins the toss, and they defer.
yeah, I'm gonna say tails and defer.
It's yeah. I do. I always pick tails.
Hmm.
Okay.
It's also and also President Trump is expected to go to the Super Bowl as well. So camera shots of Donald Trump, plus or minus over under 3.5.
Ooh, I was right. I was right at that number, so I'll say under.
I'm gonna go slightly under on that one.
Yeah. Um, will Donald Trump tweet during the Super Bowl? Yes or no?
No.
Hmm. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Um.
wait. I got one. The the Chiefs get 2.5 penalties the entire game.
Oh,
Interesting. Ah, kind of
2.5. I'm taking the
watching.
under. Well, on
You're
defense, to
taking
be more
the
specific.
under
2.5 penalties on defense.
on the defense for KC.
on the defense. I mean, the Super, the
Oh, sorry,
refs
sorry, sorry.
you.
On the offense. Never mind. On the offense. Excuse me. Sorry,
On the
on the offense.
offense.
So it's the refs usually let them play during the playoffs. So, but I could see a couple of false start penalties on Jabon Taylor. So I'll take the over on that.
Okay.
And what did you put on that? 2.5 or 3.5?
2.5 for the Chiefs offensive penalties.
I think I'll take the over on that one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the under because they're just gonna baby Mahomes all day.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, the length of so John Batiste will perform the national anthem
Yep.
prior to the game. So the length of the national anthem that prop is over or under 120.5 seconds. So 120 seconds is 2 minutes exactly.
Okay.
Under.
I think I will go under on that one.
Yeah.
Okay. How about this?
Or how about this? Will if the Chiefs win, will Taylor Swift be proposed to by Travis Kelce?
No.
Probably not.
Yeah. So let me look at others.
How about Super Bowl commercials that will be enjoyable. I'm going to put the line at 3.5.
I like that. I like those odds. I'll go slightly over. I was thinking like 4 or 5.
This is very interesting.
Yeah, but
Okay, 3.5. I will take the over on that one, but not by much.
it's
Here in the last 20 years, those commercials have not been that good.
Ooh, wait. I got one more.
Uh huh.
Let's see. I'll take the over or under for. Let's see. I'll put 1.5. Andy Reid will win 1.5 coaching challenges.
ooh.
Hmm.
I'm gonna take the under.
Yeah, I think
Ooh, so you think
so.
he's going to lose this challenge? You think he's going to lose a challenge?
I mean, might not need to challenge.
He may. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking
Interesting.
there might be a single challenge in this game. Maybe I'd say maybe for Philly,
Okay.
probably not for Kansas City.
Okay.
Yeah. So what will be said first by either Tom Brady or Kevin Burkhardt? Let's go or goat.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Will Tom Brady Super Bowl highlights be shown during the broadcast?
Oh, of course.
Yes.
Let's see. Will Tom Brady or Kevin Burkhardt mention the odds? Yes, plus 200. No, minus 300.
I'll say yes.
I'd probably suppose so.
It's so. Which backup quarterback will be mentioned first? Carson Wentz or Kenny Pickett?
Wentz.
Probably Wentz. I mean, Kenny Pickett did okay when he was in Pittsburgh. And now Carson Wentz, of course, going up against his old team. Of course, Andy Reid going up against his old team. So, yeah.
Ooh, wait. I just thought of one. Over or under 5.5. The refs will get an incorrect call for the Eagles.
Under.
Like the Eagles will get screwed on 5.5 calls.
No,
I don't think it's going to be that much.
So I mean the NFL is pretty specific on how they assign refs to postseason games, especially the Super Bowl. So I don't think it's going to be going to be that.
We got anything else that we can think of?
Let's see the references. How many references to previous three-peat winners will there be? Over under 1.5.
Yeah, I would say just one, so under.
Yeah, I'm going to go under because the previous three Peters was before the merger.
But I think the last three. I think the Bleacher Report is looking at all sports. So the last team that three-peated in any of the major sports were the Shaq Kobe Lakers in 2002.
Oh, okay. For any sports team for three-peated. Yeah, I'm still going under.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I got.
All right.
Yes. So my thinking is that we answer the trivia questions before we unveil our picks.
Yeah,
Sure.
that sounds like a good idea right there. So, let's go back to Dashy's question since we highlighted his first. It was they entered the season as back-to-back Super Bowl champs. They had a chance to three-peat, but lost to the Broncos in the AFC divisional round. I think I know who it is.
As
Yeah,
do
this one's
I.
pretty obvious.
Yeah, let's say it together.
Yeah,
One,
on three.
two,
One,
one,
two,
two,
three.
three. Patriots.
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 Let's see. I think he may have already given the answer. I just may have missed it. Let me go through this list here again. Uh, okay, where is it? I think Vampire may have already. Where is it? I'm just going down the list here. Okay, he said Vampire. Vampire Luke already gave the answer away before the show started.
Yeah,
So
but even if you saw it, you would know.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it would have to be. It would have to be the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
I see Vampire just giving over, under, and all this thing here. So we got. Okay, here's the answer from Dashy. It was the 2005 Patriots. And the Broncos head coach is Mike Shanahan. So so that was a pretty good question there. Okay, now Natalia, your question was about
Yeah,
Super Bowl venues.
yeah, by location. Yeah. So
Yeah.
with the New Orleans hosting the Super Bowl, they're now tied with Miami for the most with 11. Which city comes next highest with 8?
That's got to be L.A.
All right. You feel the
Specifically
same?
the Rose Bowl Stadium in Pasadena.
I mean,
Yeah, you guys.
yeah, but I think it includes the Rose Bowl because I think the Rose Bowl Stadium hosted 5 times. So the Coliseum hosted twice, and then SoFi hosted 3 years ago. And I think SoFi is going to host the Super Bowl in 2 years.
Yep. Because
In
right
2027.
below Los Angeles is Tampa with 5. Then we got Phoenix with 4. Says Houston with 3, San Diego with 3, Atlanta with 3, and then the list goes on and on.
Yeah, it's a crime that the NFL is no longer in San Diego. By the way.
Right.
Yeah. So I guess the answer was Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Yep, you guys got it. I figured you would.
So,
I was gonna try to do a trivia question with Super Bowls played by birthday, but nobody else has that. Saquon Barkley and Cooper Najee are the first 2 people to have it.
interesting.
Yep,
Okay.
they're both their birthdays are on February 9th.
Because I'm trying to see who's Santa Clara is hosting next year. LA is hosting Super Bowl 61, and then Atlanta is hosting Super Bowl 62 in 2028. No other previous dates, future dates have been set.
Got it.
So it's going to be San Francisco. Yes. So that means the next 2 Super Bowls they're going to start during the daytime because they'll be 3:30 out in the West.
Right.
Oh yeah. It's always been the same time, I think, for a while now.
Yeah, it's but local time and at the
never mind. Misunderstood you. Never mind.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so my trivia question was this one. Which quarterback holds the record for the most touchdowns thrown in a single Super Bowl?
Yeah, I do have an idea.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking about the football player like Jerry Rice. I think he had the most touchdowns in a Super Bowl. So logically, my guess would be Steve Young.
Yeah, Steve Young had 6 in the game against the Chargers.
Well, Dashy had it, so Flynn had it, and Natale had it. Mr. Steve Young. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so now we just have
Now,
Flynn's now.
so Flynn
Uh,
has an interesting one right here.
yeah. Is yeah. So and I want to see your responses to this one. So the first team to win 3 Super Bowls by to have 3 Super Bowl wins by at least 10 points.
Hmm. Yeah, so we got to go by teams that have lots of Super Bowls. So Cowboys have a lot, Steelers have a lot, Patriots have a lot. I mean, the Patriots sounds too obvious, so I really want to eliminate them, even though it sounds too good to be
Yeah.
true. But I do have an interesting yes, because I mean the Green Bay Packers were the very first team to win a Super Bowl, and they won by I think double digits, and I believe they won the second Super Bowl as well, but I don't remember if that was double digits or not. But since the Packers have the edge right now in that area, I'm going to say the Packers.
I, of course, am eliminating the Patriots because, of course, they won in overtime against the Falcons. I think I'm also going to eliminate the Packers. I
Oh,
think they may
really?
have had
Interesting.
2. Call me crazy, call me a homer, but I think it was the Cowboys.
So you're going with the Packers. You're going with the Cowboys. So there was a good reason why Natale eliminated the Patriots, because only one of the Patriots' 6 Super Bowls came by 10 were 10-point victory or more.
Wow.
As I mean, because they had the overtime game, and the others were won by 4, 3, 3, and 3 points respectively. So of course you had to eliminate them. So with the Packers, the first 2 Super Bowls were won by the Packers. Both were won by double digits. But multiple teams reached that plateau before the Packers could do it in '96. So it was not the Packers.
Ah,
So when it came to Dallas, they won by 21 points in Super Bowl VI. They won by 17 points in Super Bowl 12, and they won by 35 points in Super Bowl 27. The the
oh,
the
so you got,
the
Finn got it.
previous year, Washington won its third Super Bowl in 10 years. The margins of victory in those Super Bowls were 10, 32, and 13 points. So the correct answer is the Washington Commanders Redskins.
Washington. Oh my gosh.
Also to think of the others, the 49ers, that they won 4 Super Bowls in the 80s. Only 2 of them were by double digits. Because the 2 games against Cincinnati were close. Although they did win by 23 points, in '94 when they beat the Chargers. So the yeah.
Wow, interesting. I had totally forgotten about
Wait, hold on.
Washington.
Hold on. I think I'm wrong too. Excuse me, I'm wrong too.
Really?
I am wrong too.
Oh my gosh, what'd
You,
you
you,
find out?
first of all, play the Jim Downey thing for me, please.
Okay, although I don't really want to, I'll have to.
I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
So what'd you find out?
I said now that I just thought about being in the '80s. Said that the Oakland Raiders won three championships by 10 points. They won by 18 points against Minnesota, 17 against Philly, and 29 against Washington in '83. So yes, the correct answer should have been the Raiders. Yeah, where I was wrong too, because I totally forgot that the Raiders moved to LA in '81, which kind of clouded my thought process on
Right.
that.
So
So
So the real correct answer is the Oakland slash Los Angeles slash Oakland slash Las Vegas Raiders.
Yes, that should be the true correct answer.
Hmm.
True.
See, I was wrong with my own answer. So
Oh, jeez.
You know, not only did you deserve that Jim Downey clip, I was going to give you this one, but I think this one's a little too mean.
hmm.
But I think I'm just going to give you this one. I mean, for a guy who doesn't make that many mistakes, I mean, it rarely happens, but we're all human.
Yeah. So I mean, I did. I've been like smashing the trivia all season. So
Oh well.
oh well.
Well, why don't we just move on from that and get to what
Who,
everybody's been waiting on?
who,
Who is
who did?
going to win? Who's going to win?
Yeah.
Final score and MVP.
Yeah.
So, who wants to fire the first shot?
It's a ticky noise.
Okay, if anyone out there wants to, okay, since we're not going to say anything, we're just going to let you people who are watching right now let us know who you want to hear from first. Actually, Vampire has just given his prediction here. She's 24-22 and a last second screw job and Kelsey MVP. Okay, so that's from Vampire. So who do y'all want to hear from first, since nobody would speak up?
Yeah. So I mean, on the follower poll that I posted on my Instagram, and I'm going to leave out your response. So when you well, I guess I will include your thing because it's up there. 54% of the people on my poll picked the Kansas City Chiefs to win.
Okay. All right, Flynn, you're the first name, so floor is
All right.
yours.
Yeah, I mean, so I think the reason why this game was so difficult to pick because each team has clear has big advantages in their own rights. The Eagles have a much better roster than the one they put out 2 years ago. And I think this is the best roster Mahomes has seen at the Super Bowl. But the Eagles also have the turf in the Superdome compared to the last time where they had to worry about the slippery grass in Arizona. So, but there are four reasons why I'm going to pick the Chiefs. Number one, the Chiefs can slow down Saquon Barkley, and they're going to key in on slowing down Saquon Barkley. Number two, excluding the Super Bowl where Vic Fangio was an assistant and a senior advisor, which came out like a last minute thing. Patrick Mahomes is 8-0 in his career against Vic Fangio coach defenses. Number three, the Chiefs' running attack is different and more lethal in the playoffs. And since this is going to be a close game, in my view, that's going to favor the Chiefs. So in a game where Patrick Mahomes wins his fourth Super Bowl MVP, give me the Chiefs to win 28-26.
28-26, and Mahomes MVP for Mr. Flynn. I think. Okay. Next name was Mr. Natale. So,
All right.
go ahead, John.
Yeah, I pretty much had my mind just about made up from the start here. And I think fairly early, I think the Eagles are going to score first. They're going to get some mojo in the first half. It's going to be probably a one-score game at halftime, but in the end, I see the second half is going to be a complete massacre. The Chiefs are going to go all out on this one. Mahomes is going to throw a bunch of touchdowns. The Eagles are going to be very helpless. They're going to get cocky after doing well in the first half, and then it's just going to completely slip away. And I'm definitely going to be this guy. I'm going to say this for the very first time in a Super Bowl. Not only do I have the Chiefs winning this game, I'm going to go as far as being that guy that says this is the lock. I am 100% certain on this one. Chiefs are going to win this one. No questions asked. It's going to be a complete massacre. Final score 45-23. And I'm going to go outside the box here with an MVP. Picking Mahomes is too obvious, even though he's probably going to get it. It's definitely not a sexy pick, but I think, Tim, you're going to like this one. Xavier Worthy is going to be the MVP.
Ooh, you're picking my boy.
Yeah, a rookie winning the MVP. I got to make it interesting, and I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to lock of the week for this one. 45-23.
Well, alrighty then. That definitely is definitely a shot out of nowhere, but we'll just go ahead and do it. Wow, locking the Chiefs. I can't pull that trigger. I mean, this is going to be neck and neck, nip and tuck. I think it's going to be Patrick Mahomes' throwing arm versus Saquon Barkley's legs. I think it's going to see how was it is, and considering all of these prop bets that we did here for the players here. And I thought about this for the last couple of days, even before we did the Pain Game Pick'em show back on Wednesday. I believe history will be made. Saquon Barkley will probably get just above 100 yards or maybe a little bit less. I'd say he'll probably finish within 5 yards of 100, either 95 or maybe 105. But that's probably going to be it. But in the end, I see Kansas City winning this game by late field goal. My final score is 35-33. And Mahomes is too obvious for an MVP. Worthy would be a good dark horse. But I think I'm going to go with my MVP, Travis Kelce.
Interesting one.
Yeah. So, I guess we've made our picks. We've made our decisions. Now it's up to you. Whenever you're watching this little video here, we want to welcome your comments down in the comment section. Let us know who you're picking. Let us know what your final score is, and let us know who your MVP will be. So, looks like Flynn had to change devices again.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, why is Mr. Flynn on twice? He had to change devices. He's got his cell phone, he's got his computer, so if one doesn't work, the other one will. So I guess that's it. So well, I guess with that, we'll just go ahead and wrap up this big show. I mean, this is probably one of those very interesting shows we've done. I mean, not just because it's Super Bowl, but a lot of information, a lot of interesting prop bets going on. So we'll just put a wrap on this. As y'all heard earlier, Flynn's got his latest episode of Hooked on Sports up right now. So
Yeah.
so y'all be sure and listen to that.
Yeah.
Let me put the thing up there. Friendly reminder. Basically, you can listen to wherever you get your podcasts. And Pain and Gain, I believe, is done for the season. Unless we want to come back in a week or two or something, we might do something, but might be kind of sporadic. I'll ask Alex about it. So, but that would be the the link if you want to go see some of the previous shows. So do that here. Next week we were going to, of course, we're going to recap all the action from the Super Bowl and probably
Mhm.
give some lessons learned from this past NFL season.
Yeah,
Yes.
and because and now that I could distinguish in the league where I can distinguish from wanting to be a fantasy champion and not being a fantasy champion, I have a lot of things in mind for next week when we reveal the lessons that we learned from fantasy this season.
Hmm.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, plenty of off-season content to come as well.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah, it's and I like this fantasy thing because remember there's going to be so much news and content going up throughout the off season. So
Hmm.
it's,
All right.
Yeah, basically, probably
So
March, April, May will probably be on once a month. But after that, once June, July hits, then we'll probably be back to weekly, basically.
yeah, it's probably going to be around two every couple of weeks from the start of from right before the start of free agency through the draft.
Right.
So
yep. So y'all tune in for that. So it's going to be, as I said here in my little thing below my name, the chickens versus the Swifties. So who you got? So, well, anyway, that's going to do it for this edition of Fantasy World Fever. We will see you back here 7 nights from now. Hope you guys enjoy the game. If you're going out to watch the game, make sure you don't drink and drive. Have a wonderful time watching the game. For John Flynn, for John Natale, my name is Tim McClelland. Thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the game, everybody. God bless you all. And as always, be a good sport. See ya.